Wow, what an evening. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all of your support. It's Ings in 2019. As I launch my campaign for mayor of the city of Orlando, I am so humbled and honored to be by your very presence here tonight. This night would not happen if it did not have a dedicated team of committed campaign workers. So let's give it up for the campaign workers. They have worked tirelessly day and night. So let's give them another round of a victory applause for making this night super successful for all of us and for all of Orlando. One of the greatest compliments is when business and community leaders acknowledge you for all the work that you have achieved to make their enterprises profitable and our communities stronger. Again, I thank you, Alejandro Pizzini, CEO of AMP Group. Pablo Rosenberg, AMP Group partner. And my dear friend, Syed Lufty, CEO of Lufty Investments and Vacation Lodge. And to my campaign manager, Pastor Michael Norman of Orlando Faith Ministries International. What were the chances of having a campaign manager who's also a music producer who produced the campaign theme song and soundtrack to the video that you have just watched? I would say that is divine. The outstanding video was produced by filmmaker Ty Young and his co-producer, where is she? Nikki, where are you, Nikki? You were just around. You way in the back. And Nikki. Please acknowledge them all for their hard, outstanding work to make sure that it's Ings in 2019. And of course, I am so pleased to introduce my wife, June Marie Ings. She truly represents the statement that behind every successful man, there is a successful woman. I thank God for her. Also, thank you to my well-wishers who are standing here at I Drive NASCAR, and to my many supporters who could not make it tonight, thank you again. After announcing my candidacy for mayor of the city of Orlando, so many people have approached me and have actually called me Mayor or Mayor Ings. And I say thank you because I am encouraged by their vote of confidence. They know something. We have already won 50% of the battle because to win an election, you must first enter the race. And without fear and with boldness, I decided to run for mayor of the city of Orlando on February 27th, 2019, because I know that Team Ings can win, must win, and will win on Tuesday, November 5th, 2019. My decision to enter this race was not one that was made overnight. I thought about it for over a year. And during this time, I was observing what I would describe as a lack. A lack in public safety and neighborhood policing. A lack in public infrastructure, such as poor drainage, traffic signals, bad roads. A lack in amenities in parks and recreation. A lack of cleanliness on our streets and right-of-ways. A lack in equity. A lack of inclusion. a lack of affordable housing, and most importantly, a lack of regard for the will of the people and your needs. Just to name a few. And after listening to the people, it was clear that a new era of leadership was needed in our city. I am proud to announce that transparency in my administration will be foremost. What this means is that I am bringing an honest and open and trustworthy form of government to all of the people. And when I am elected mayor of the city of Orlando, I have spent my career listening to and observing people after serving 30 years with the Orlando Police Department and retiring as a captain, and while serving 13 years as District 6 Commissioner for Orlando. And I'm still listening today. As many of you have told me, what we must improve in Orlando, and this is why I am focused on 5 key areas as my campaign platform, which you heard a little about in the video. They are: number 1, crime and public safety; number 2, economic development; number 3, affordable housing; number 4, roads and infrastructure; number 5, an inclusive Orlando. Let's talk about these briefly. First, crime prevention. What this means to you is that I will take a positive and proactive approach to reducing crime and the opportunity for crime in your community by adding more police substations and building better relationships between the police and the community. Y'all can clap on it. Once again, Orlando has been ranked as the country's deadliest cities for pedestrians. We need to fix this immediately with better crosswalks and better pedestrian times to cross the street. And drivers must yield to bicycles and pedestrians, creating more protection for them. And next, economic development. I want to provide positive opportunities for partnerships with businesses, small and large, developers, entrepreneurs, and nonprofits to invest in and create job opportunities within all communities, such as where we are right now. The building that you're standing in right now used to be Disney's ticket distribution center, and then an old empty warehouse. Now it has evolved and is filled with energy, excitement, and employment for our community. Just like iDrive, my goal is to work with developers on improving and stabilizing the growth and vitality of our neighborhoods, while at the same time creating more jobs, just like what we are witnessing tonight at iDrive NASCAR. Let's give it up for iDrive NASCAR. Notice that I said positive opportunities. As many of you know, I was the champion behind wanting to save Tinker Field. But what you might not be aware of are the reasons why. First, for its historical significance and value to our city. Secondly, I wanted to save it to improve upon it because of its economic value and to contribute to the legacy of baseball in Orlando. And I had a chance to meet with some members of Major League Baseball to share my vision. They were interested, and we discussed how Tinker Field could be used to strengthen the bonds in the community with baseball by creating a youth baseball camp and training program to teach back office and front office operations with the MLB. The goal was after the students learned, they would be placed to work with some of the major league teams in the country. Because Major League Baseball has a goal to increase the visibility of the sport with a younger audience. And they believe that if they start training our youth early, the sports popularity will increase with youth. They even invited me to see how successful this program was working in Compton, California, and other areas like Houston. But before I could make the trip, here comes big and bad Buddy Dyer. Mayor Buddy Dyer destroyed the hopes and dreams of the people, the dreams of youth and others who could have benefited from this partnership. And to smear it in your face, Mayor Buddy Dyer has included the year 2014 on a historical memorial timeline at Tinkerfield that Electric Daisy Carnival was established at Tinkerfield. The Electric Daisy Carnival is known for its illegal drug use and deafening noise that is so loud and intense that residents must either leave their homes for the weekend or be terrorized by the activity where you can hear the music so loud that it is in your homes all night and in your churches on Sunday morning. And when the police are called, residents are told that this is a permitted event, as if it is okay for you to be disturbed all weekend and not get sleep. But as your next mayor of the city of Orlando, this event will not be permitted at Tinkerfield. And you can go back to your homes, businesses, and places of worship in peace and harmony. I will not condone illegal and open drug use in our city. Now you know it's wrong, and Mayor Buddy Dyer knows it's wrong, that he has had an event where you have to leave the comforts of your own home because he feels it is an economic value to the city. There are too many other positive events that we can bring to the city, and as your next mayor of the city of Orlando, I will make it happen. Number 3, affordable housing. Now, as you know, it's wrong, and Mayor Buddy Dyer knows that it is wrong, as it relates to displacement of residents from their homes. The number of residents being displaced because of gentrification and a lack of smart density is a trend. Paramore now has 6,000 residents, down from 20,000 residents in previous years. Also, the trend is continuing by not supporting smart density, which prevents sprawl because you are providing an adequate use of the land without overwhelming the land and putting too many buildings on property, which will pose a problem in the future for our communities. The highest and best use of land for affordable housing for first responders and other professionals is vital to our community, like teachers, who many do not have the income to afford housing early in their careers, but yet they are still working and building townhomes where the property owners can own both the land and the dwelling unit. This allows wealth to be created for future generations. The trend of displacing residents through gentrification must stop, and not supporting smart density must stop. We have a crisis situation in the city of Orlando. Orlando is ranked worst in the nation for affordable housing. This will be my priority for both people who are looking for housing and people who already own homes to stay in them. The trend of displacing residents through gentrification must stop, and not supporting smart density must also stop. And number 4, road and infrastructures. Orlando, as your next mayor, this has to be a priority for our city. to really be the city beautiful and not just a slogan, and that it is visible throughout every neighborhood and community in our city. As your next mayor of the city of Orlando, I will implement programs to keep our city roads and right-of-ways cleaner. There is a tremendous need to resurface many of our roads filled with potholes that have not been resurfaced in decades. I will get this done, and I will focus on repairing and improving sewer lines in our community as well. I will provide traffic signals at intersections that are difficult for drivers to enter roadways. Our roads will be designed for safety, and I will improve and increase crosswalk stripings. And finally, I am sure that so many of us in this room have had the unfortunate experience of sitting through a traffic light or traffic lights as the person ahead of us decides to text rather than go through the light. This is something that we need to do to ensure safety of all of Orlando. And it has been done in other cities as well, such as New York City for years. I will support enforcement against texting while driving and other forms of distracted driving. And finally, an inclusive Orlando. I would like to say that inclusion is so important. It's very important to me in this city. All of your issues, no matter what they are, with me, regardless of your race, sex, religion, gender, or social status, because they are important to you. When they are important to you, they are important to me. There may be some today that I have not addressed, but trust me, I have heard you, and I will always make myself available to work together to solve them. And like I said in the video, I have a vested interest in Orlando, my city, your city, our city. I want growth that is smart and that will benefit all and everyone prospers, and that the city beautiful is truly a place where everyone is included and valued, and that our city is a place where restoration, preservation, and innovation is incorporated in our business thinking so that our residents and their future generations will see a better Orlando for everyone. I am Samuel B. Ings, and I am your next mayor of the city of Orlando. Vote Ings in 2019. Thank you all, and God bless. Thank you so much.